General's office where I worked. The other piece, I handled hundreds of workplace injury files, on-the-job injury, occupational disease case files. Many of those files that I looked at were from this very institution, from assaultive behavior by patients who injured folks, and here we are today seeing this continuing. So I know firsthand from 12 years of that work what happens to the life of an injured worker, what happens to someone who suffers from an occupational disease caused by difficult work conditions. So incredibly sensitive to that. I think there's at least 3 things that we can agree on here today, and indeed many more. We're turning the page, as my good colleagues mentioned, on the work that needs to continue to take place, the investments that we need to continue to see in training, in compensation, so we can recruit and retain folks to administer those who are vulnerable. So we're turning that page, but here's what I think we can thoroughly agree upon here today. Every single worker in this state, every single worker here at Western State deserves and needs to be safe. We have a duty, don't we? We have a duty as a state to see that work through and set Western State Hospital, an integral part of our mental health system, up for success. Yes. Secondly, I think we can all agree here today that every patient here at Western State and at Eastern State and any other institution for that matter, but every patient deserves to be treated in a safe environment where they can get the treatment they need and recover. And our mental health crisis across the state, and it is a crisis, affects every single family. It affects every community. There are consequences that flow from the problems that we have in our mental health system in Washington State. So every single family deserves a mental health system that is vibrant and robust and tending to the needs of their family members. But we can't get there, can we? We can't get there if we're not keeping workers safe in the first place. So those 3 principles are principles that guide me in my decision making as a policymaker. That's what we need to have happen here in our state, and I look forward to working with the colleagues behind me to get that work done. We need to keep going and turn the page and pick up the momentum, pick up the pace, and give workers and families and patients the care that they need, the tools that they need to be successful in the workplace. And I thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you today.
Thank you, Christina. I agree with everything you said. I would like to ask our new CEO here at Western State, Cheryl Strand, if she'd come up and say some words.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. I was on some tours. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Cheryl Strange. I've met some of you. I see some familiar faces. I'm on day 4, and I'm just really trying to get to know the hospital. And I just want to acknowledge the reason we're here today and what we're trying to remember in this moment, the importance of safety. There are too many staff and patients being hurt, and this has been a long-standing problem. The job is not getting easier; it's getting harder. And we have been on some tours this morning with some of your fellow legislators, and just talking a whole lot about safety. And she was asking me what my priority was with that, and you know, it is really safety. We have different units here that have different levels of safety, and we need to improve that. I've talked with our friends at the Federation and the Physicians Coalition, and we've got to do a lot of things. It's not one thing that we can do, and we don't want our staff or our patients being hurt. And we need to create that safe space so that good treatment can go on. And when you're living down here worried about your safety, we can't focus on the other tasks at hand. And I just want you to know, I know that Western State Hospital and patients here at the state hospital and severely and persistently mentally ill have been my life work, and I am